all my Dhamma friends. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the Blessed One, the Perfect One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Buddha Dhamma Discourse. Birth, death, and Nibbana. Samsara, the cycle of births and deaths, beginnings of Samsara. Inconceivable indeed is the beginnings, O disciples of this fearing on the earliest points is not revealed of the running on the bearing on of beings cloaked in ignorance, tied by cravings. How long have we been in samsara? If a man were to front out the grasses, sticks, boughs, and twigs in this India and collecting them together, should make feel laying them for inch long and saying for each, this is my mother, this is my mother's, etc. This is amongst the grasses, sticks, boughs, and twigs in India would be used up and that before the mothers of that man's mother were to come to an end. It is said that the tears we have shed for beings united with the under and the cerebrals and beings separated from the cerebral are far greater in amount than the waters of the four great oceans. So long is our wandering in samsara, where no beginnings can be perceived. Different states of birth. Birth is explained in the following terms: jati, conception, becoming, sanjati, formations of six senses, uh, okanti, appearance of developments of consciousness, abhinivati, uh, spontaneous, what which develop it, physical body, khandanam, patu, bo, but in form and formless world, ayatana, ayatana, nam, patilavo, states of grasping objects by the sixth sense, condition for birth. Three conditions are found in combinations where a germ of life is planted. If mother and father come together, but it is not the mother's fertile period and the being to be born, Gandhava is not present, then no germ of life is planted. If mother and father come together and it is the mother's fertile period, but the being to be born is not present, then again no germ of life is planted. If mother and father come together and it is the mother's fertile period and the being to be born is present, then by the conjunctions of these three, a germ of life is planted. What is birth? What is rebirth? Nacha, so, nacha, anu. A person who dies here and is born elsewhere is neither the same person nor another. Permanent entity and entity permanence does not travel from birth to birth. What travels in samsara is our consciousness itself is false view and is firmly rejected from the standpoints of dependent originations. Death and rebirth. Birth is the cause of death. The Buddha said to Ananda, if you were asked, has against and death a condition for its existence, you should answer, against and death is conditioned by birth and so on. Thus, If there were no birth, there could be no against, and that birth is a necessary condition for their arising. Life is but that all characters have to die. Life is but that, and they shall fare according to their deeds, uh, finding the fruit of merits and misdeeds. Infernal realms because of evil works, blissful reward for meritorious acts. What is that? According to the Buddha, that never occurs unless and until all the flowing energies separate from the body, uh, karmic energy generated from a previous birth to condition this life. Once this energy is extinguished, survival is impossible. Heat energy, the energy which sustains life amongst the bundle of elements, consciousness, mental energy, how rebirth occurs. The mental force conditioning the life process consists of avidya, ignorance, tanha, craving, kamma, mental energy, wholesome and unwholesome, upadana, clinging, bhava, kamma, formations which condition the future life. When the five components break up upon that in a previous birth, they combine with the cosmic energies to condition and produce the following five formations in rebirth. Vyayana, consciousness, nama rupa, mind and body. Salayatana, development of six sense. Pacha, contact. Vedana, feeling. The four modes of birth. Andaja, ik, born, easy, birds and reptiles. Jalabuja, Om, born, easy, humans and mammals. Sansedaja, Moisa, born, easy, bacteria and some insects. uh, opapatika, spontaneous birth, easy, devas, brahmas, including formless and different manifestations of ghosts and spirits, spon- uh, spontaneous birth is presently beyond the understandings of the normal human mind. 3 premonitory visions of a dying person, karma, in the uh, in the absence of a death, proximate karma, a habitual good or bad act, achina karma is presented, such as the healing of the sick in the case of a good physician, or the teaching of the Dhamma in the case of a pious bhikkhu, or the uh, thief in the case of a thief, uh, failing all this. Some ca- casual minor good or bad acts, katatta karma, becomes the objects of the dying thought process. Karma nimitta, symbols, and mental reproductions of any sight, sound, smell, taste, or idea, which was predominant at the times of some important activity, good or bad, such as the visions of nymphs or dying animals in the case of a butcher, of patients in the case of a patient, the objects of worship in the case of a devotee, etc. Uh, Gati nimitta, symbols of destiny. Some symbols of the place of fusion birth. This frequently presents itself to dying persons and stems its gluttonous or gloom upon their features. When indications of the future birth are bad, they can at times be remedied. However, such remedies are only temporary. The weightier karma predominates after the good influence have worn off. This explains infant death and other short-lived such monetary visions of destiny may be fire, forest, and darkness. If the karma is bad, flowers, waters, falls, celestials, mansions, and divine beings. If the karma is good. No, I, I am not Dalai Lama. Uh, Hello, friends. How are you? Please subscribe my YouTube channels. Uh, what is the truth? Uh, Last week we discussed the Ratta Binita Sutta. It deals with spiritual purifications through seven distinct states that finally can take one to enlightenment. Earlier, I presented some broad outlines, and today I will take up a section of the sutta that deals with what truth is and who it is, or can be considered as the embodiments of truth. Now the Buddhas are known as Tathagatas. One meaning of Tathagata is as the following line indicates. Yatta sabbe Buddha agata tata iti piso Buddho agato. Uh, that is to say, Tathagata speaks exactly as he does and does exactly as he speaks. He embodies and exemplifies the perfect harmonizations of thought, uh, actions, and speech, and this is fully achieved when the seven states of purification are fully accomplished. The Ratta Sutta deals with this issue in some details. Uh, the Buddhas are called as Tathagatas not only because they are the supremely enlightened ones and because they know everything of the past, the present, and the future, and so are said to be uh, Sarvagna or all knowing ones, but also because they are the very embodiments of truth. To be an embodiment of truth simply means that one has reached the highest state of perfection, the highest state of purifications. Reality is another word for truth or that which really exists, that which truly exists is real. One attribute of uh, truth is reality, just as purifications and perfection are also attributes of truth. So, truth, perfections, beauty, and purity, these attributes share a common mm, connot, connotations. In other words, truth can be understood by various other terms such as perfections, purity, and beauty. By beauty is here means ultimate purity, ultimate purification, or ultimate beauty, not beauty as it is conventionally understood. A Tathagata follows the faith of the very previous Tathagatas, the previous Buddhas. In the case of our Buddha, the Buddha Gautama, he met uh, the Buddha Dipankara and took up the missions of compassion. He fulfilled 30 paramis, spiritual perfections, and thereby passed through the seven stages of purifications and so became the very embodiments of truth. The Buddha is revered by offering flowers. There is a very great symbolic meanings in this. A flower has reached the very peaks of its perfections. There is nothing more to add to it. If a thing is called perfect, it means that nothing can be added to it in order to make it better. The flowers that we offer to the Buddha symbolize perfections because you cannot add more to the flower to make it more beautiful or more fragrance. It has reached its me of perfection, developments, and beauty. Similarly, a being who has undergone life after life, hundreds and thousands of lives dedicated uh, to spiritual evolutions and who has perfected the 30 paramis and the 7 stages of purification becomes the very embodiments of truth, the culminations of perfection. Thus, a person becomes a supremely enlightened Buddha. The Tathagatas follow the path of previous Buddhas and bring the light of truth into the world so as to liberate being from the bondage of worldly existence. A Tathagata, being the embodiment of truth, acts, speaks, and thinks in exactly the same way. There is perfect harmony between all these three modes of conduct of the Tathagata. And this happens because the Tathagata has brought about a total equalization of the spiritual faculties, or what is called Indriya uh, Samatha uh, Prat, uh, Prat, Prata, Prapta. These spiritual faculties have to be perfectly balanced to attain spiritual perfections. As I said, the Tathagatas are characterized by perfect harmony in all that they say, do, and think. Those who come into their presence also achieve a certain harmony at least for the times that they are with them. People went to have the darshans of the Buddha in huge numbers because they felt a presence which brought about a great harmony in their lives, a great peace, a great relief from the turmoil of samsaric existence. The Tathagatas achieved this sort of harmony, which is manifested in everything they do, say, think, and teach. Those who follow the Tathagatas take them as their role models. Uh, like them, they also aim at attaining harmony and the equalizations of their spiritual faculties. One of these faculties is Saddha, uh, which is faith or confidence, rooted in wisdom. It is not blind faith, it is faith that brings about conviction that is based on the actual direct experience of uh, reality. You are convinced of something because you have experienced the reality of what you now have faith in. This kind of faith is the very first thing that the spiritual seeker must develop. Faith by itself is not enough because it can uh, de- degenerate into blind faith, into fana- uh, fanaticism, into fixity or rigidity of beliefs, and this you see so what is spirit in the world today in these names of the religions. This often happens. Blind adherence to all kinds of religious and dogmatic beliefs, prejudice, views, and opinions. These kinds of beliefs let a person know where, in fact, it will only cause you to accumulate more and more unwholesome karmas, and then you will be reborn in planes of existence where there is immense suffering. So, Mary, Saddha is not enough. Saddha must be rooted in wisdom. The balancing spiritual faculty for Saddha is Panya, uh, Punya, or wisdom based on Panya. Your Saddha brings about genuine, uh, genuine convictions, a kind of confidence within yourself which makes you absolutely sure. If you place your faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, it should mean that your confidence in them is absolute or total because you are convinced about their greatness. their perfectness, and their capacity to lead you to nibbana, to uh, liberations, to freedoms from worldly existence. Balancing these two faculties of saddha and panya is thus basic to the path leading to spiritual perfection. One of the qualities of Dhamma as taught by Lord Buddha is called Sanditiko, meaning one can see the results here and now. So we must try to practice Dhamma to see the true efficacy of it. Only when you practice the Dhamma sincerely, you will see that the triple gems are the true saviors of a person who seeks his her own welfare and wishes to transcend the samsara and attain nibbana. Panya is penetrative wisdom, direct experience, and knowledge, and beyond of nibbana. Nibbana is the state of enlightenment. Enlightenment is nothing but the self-discovery of nibbana. Every person has to discover for herself or himself the state of ultimate liberation called nibbana. Nobody can deliver us. We have to realize that deliverance ourselves. Uh, However, the Buddhas can show us the path to liberation in the best manner, and they can lead us on the path by their teachings and personal example, and by their spiritual excellence and boundless compassion. Although our Gautama Buddha is not here in his physical body, he is still very much present in his spiritual body. Mm. He is still very much present in his spiritual body, or what is referred to as the Dhamma Kaya. The presence of the Buddha in the Dhammakaya form is uh, embedded in the heart of all those we seek Nibbana, who follow the Buddha out of faith rooted in wisdom. The Buddha perfected the 10 paramis or spiritual perfection 3 times over. So it becomes 30 uh, paramis. The paramis or spiritual perfections are nothing but a state of harmony and balance with the guiding principles of the universe, and that is what we call uh, Saddhamma or true Dhamma, nobility that exists in the universe. In the universe. Once your spiritual faculties are balanced, your conduct becomes perfect, uh, perfectly harmonious. What you say, what you do, and what you think, all three are in perfect harmony. There is no discrepancy between any of these three modes of conduct. The Buddha is the embodiment of this harmony, and this is why he is considered to be the embodiment of truth, or in others, what of that which real. Uh, as I mentioned it earlier, in a few things there is nothing to add to or to subtract from. It is so pure that there is nothing to be taken away from it, and also nothing that you can add to it to make it uh, purer, purer, uh, purer. It it is absolutely pure and perfect, and therefore beautiful and real. These are the attributes attributes of the truth. The Dhammapada tell us that those who mistake the truth to be falsehood and the unreal to be real and dwell in wrong thought do this because they think in mm, a wrong way. However, they themselves cannot discover this as long as their minds are covered by delusion, so that when they are talking of truth, they are actually talking of untruth. These types of mm, per, perverted notions comes from wrong thinking, dwellings in wrong thoughts. Such people never arrive at the truth. On the other hand, the Dhammapada explains those who know the truth to be truth, uh, and who know falsehood as falsehood, and dwells in right thoughts arrive at the reality of the truth. The Buddhas, from the times they have undertaken the spiritual missions, lived in the war of truth from moment to moment. They deal with reality as it really is. The Tathagata is the purest, the most spiritually advanced being, because he has fulfilled all the seven stages of spiritual purifications. Now I shall briefly mention this stage. The part is called Sila Visuddhi, the purifications of morality or virtues conducts. The second is Citta Visuddhi, the purifications of the minds with all its mental concomitants. The third is ditti, visuddhi, the purifications of view or the purifications of understanding. The fourth is purification by overcoming doubt or khanka vidarana visuddhi. The fifth is magga nana dasana visuddhi, purifications of our knowledge of what the right and wrong facts are. That is to say, perfect discriminations about the right and the wrong ways. The sixth is patipada, uh, nana dachana visuddhi, purification by knowledge and visions of the course of prestige. The last stage is nana dachana visuddhi, or purification by knowledge and visions. If one passes fully through these seven stages, one arrives at Nibbana. And so these stages have to be gone uh, through by everyone seeking to be liberated from worldly existence. There is no other way than by going through these stages. Uh, when on passing through this stage, you reach absolute perfection, and purity no longer is their birth, and therefore no more is their aging, disease and death and suffering in any form. That is the goal of the Buddhist way. After leaving his kingdom, his family, his household, life, and everything else, Siddhartha, the who would be Buddha, uh, was moving around, going from place to place. He happened to pass through Rajagaha. uh, where King Bimbisara met him. Bimbisara was so impressed by him that he even offered him half his kingdom and the hands of his daughter, but Siddhartha declined it, and that he had no need for such things. He was, in fact, seeking freedom from all and encumbrance. Encumbrance. This form of bondage into which the people falls, and they don't even realize that they are in a state of bondage because of such attachment. It is like a drunkard who knows that drinking is not good, but yet he keeps on drinking. He is addicted to his he is addicted to his bottle, he suffered terribly because of his addictions. Hmm. He loses everything that he has got, yet his thirst, uh, his mate craving for alcohol continues un, unabated. Uh, Unabated. This is what addiction does, and worldly existence is nothing but an addiction to existence, to pleasures and glory, to all the things of worldly life. Also, the most amazing part of it is that when one is addicted to various aspects of samsara, one does not realize it all, and one tend to think that this is for real. This great ignorance is called avijja or delusions. The the Bodhisattva saw throughout all these things he was seeking the ultimate truth, reality, and perfection to be born again and again, and to die again and again. Charlie, this is not perfection, it is imperfection. So when Bimbisara appeared him all these things, he declined. The king was so impressed that he requested him to come back and teach the Dhamma. When he becomes an enlightened one, uh, and this is what the Buddha did when he gained enlightenment. Visiting Rajagaha along with a number of monks. This was when, as the Ratta Vinita Sutta tells us, he uh, asked the monks to name one among them who embodied the total harmony of conduct based upon equalizations of the spiritual faculties. I will now touch upon the equalizations of spiritual faculties once again. Earlier, I talked about Saddha and Panya and how they need to be harmonious. There are two more such faculties. One is Virya, which means spiritual effort. Being energetic in your spiritual pursuit, the other is Samadhi, the attainment of the super sensory state of absorption. These two faculties to need to be in balance. Virya, if it is not properly balanced, tend to make a person overactive, over busy. You see a lot of energetic people, very busy people, all the time busy, but for what they themselves don't know. They think that to be busy is an end in itself. The very purpose of existence. If they have nothing else to keep busy with, They try to keep busy by singing the word and serving the world, but they never think about singing themselves. The Western world is caught up in this trap and cannot seem to get out of it. And in India too, and in India too, we are getting into this sort of thing, blindly copying the West. The faculty of effort, when applied in right measure, led to samadhi, but when applied too much, it led to restlessness and can become a mental hindrance at times. Also, samadhi is very necessary for spiritual progress, but Mary, uh, samadhi is not enough to attain nibbana. So it should be balanced with the wisdom that grows out of samadhi. Also, people tend to be too centered at times and lost metta and karuna in the process, especially in the names of spiritual peace. So that need to be taken care of. Samadhi, when rightly practiced, gives rise to wisdom, which in turn makes a person more compassionate. This is the right kind of spiritual balance. So when these qualities of virya and samadhi are perfectly they becomes spiritual faculties, and there is also sati or mindfulness. These five faculties of saddha, virya, sati, samadhi, and panya are to be equalis. The resulting spiritual harmony makes a person truly holy, fully peaceful. His very presence mm, conduces to holiness and peace in others. The Buddha was the embodiment of this harmony. So, as I was saying, the Buddha asked the monks to name one among them who really embodied the perfect harmony of actions, speech, and thought, and the equalization of the spiritual faculties. Uh, he described such a person as being someone of very few wishes. And so I wish less persons and one who talk only of fewness of wants and the fewness of material possessions, being himself a person who loves to remain in seclusion. In peace he only talks about seclusions and peace. Such a person does what he says and says what he does. Uh, Also being involved in the mass of the world. He talks only of freedom from the world, further himself. Being an energetic person, he talks only about the need for the spiritual energizations of life, being himself. Sila Sampanna, a highly virtuous person. He talks about and praises the virtues of morality, beings himself a meditator. He talks about the virtues of meditation, being himself the very embodiments uh, of wisdom, she talked about how wisdom should be developed, being himself liberated. He talked about how to achieve uh, liberation from dukkha, from universal suffering. Not only is he liberated, he also has the direct knowledge and visions of the state of enlightenment. He expresses through his life, his life, his state of freedoms, knowledge, and wisdom. This the Buddha explained it was the sort of person he was uh, asking the monks about, and the monks said that they indeed knew of such a person, and then they named the Venerable Punna Mantaniputta, Punno or Purna in Sanskrit. Here refers to one who has achieved fullness in everything. Hearing this, the Buddha praised the Venerable Punna Mantaniputta. Uh, as I mentioned it in an earlier discourse, the Venerable Chariputta was very moved moved when he heard the Buddha praising the Venerable Punna Mantaniputta, so he too praised the Venerable Punna Mantaniputta. Nothing what great fortune it was for the latter to have been praised by the Buddha. There are many other aspects of the Ratta Vinita Sutta that one can discuss, and the next time I will take up some of them. With this, I uh, conclude for now. May the grace of Lord Buddha uh, surround your lips with wisdom and well-being. May you all enjoy spiritual equalizations and harmony of conduct. May you all be happy.
Bluetooth mode.
Sabbe satta sugita hantu. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakantu sabba devotam sabba buddha nubhavena sadasati bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakantu sabba devotam sabba dhamma nubhavena sadasati bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakantu sabba devota sabba sangha nubhavena sadasutti bhavantu te. Itina sacha vajena sotiti hotu sabada. Etina sacha vajena sabaduka sababayo. Sabaruga saba antorayo saba upadava dunnimitang binachantu. Itina sacha bhajana hotu ti jaya mangolanti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you.